we're so smitten with the prospect that rail is going to be the answer to all. We overlook the fact that in Salt Lake City, the locals didn't have to pay for it. Now I'll talk out of the other side of my mouth here too. The federal government funded 80% of that initial rail project. It was not born on the backs of you, the local citizen. When we read both articles in Forbes that says that Hillsborough County was absolutely the worst when it comes to traffic, we need to read both articles that were in Forbes. There is the one on February 16th and the one on February 23rd that tells a very different story. And it talks to kind of listen to the logic that I hear as far as why Hillsborough County, Tampa area, was placed so low in that traffic congestion. It came down to weather and heat. And it cited city after city in the south. So maybe what we should do first is build a big dome over Hillsborough County and air condition it so that we could catch up with these others. But it's fascinating when you read that Hillsborough County, when you look at the full report of Forbes magazine, the worst one is Los Angeles. Number 2 is New York. Number 4 is Washington. Number 5 is Dallas. Number 6 is Houston. Number 7 is Boston. Number 9 is Seattle. Oh, by the way, they all have mass transit. So for us to say that raising your sales tax 14% is going to solve your congestion problems, it's not. And Mark, I wasn't referring when the rail tax. This initially started as a rail tax, and I followed the Transportation Task Force discussions as you did. I know as both a member and as not as a member of the force, but this initially started as a discussion on rail. You'll come back and you're going to hear about the jobs we create. Remember, are they jobs that truly are going to sustain? Are they jobs that are going to create a deficit? Are they the jobs that are going to allow my kids and your kids and grandkids to be able to have the financial freedom to make decisions without the burden of debt? When we look at the medical tech that's been, you referenced Governor Bush, and we know that Orlando, according to the October edition cover story of Florida Trend magazine, Orlando got the next new miracle medical bio city. It wasn't Hillsborough County. But the month later, who was it that was named as the #1 transit system in the state? Hart. Congratulations. But we say that we lose these or we'll have a competitive edge because we have the rail or we have an enhanced and improved bus system. Yet we lose a medical center that should have by all means come to Hillsborough County because this is where the medical development is really taking place. Not there. Part of this not only is the tax increase, but it's looking within ourselves as individual citizens, as governmental decision makers, both in the bureaucratic side and the elected side, and how are we putting our foot forward? Mark said that when you go to a website that to get to the Tampa airport, good luck catch a bus, and I'm paraphrasing you, Mark. We took time in my office to go to the websites for the chambers, for the local governments, for the counterparts of what we have in Tampa called the partnership that promotes economic development, to see how they promoted rail. And guess what? They don't. You'll find maybe a reference to rail and transit buried, but many of them, when it was how do I get around, they click you down to a link. And they click you down to the same thing we click ourselves down to. So it comes back again as to how we make this decision and how we decide we're going to spend your money. And I think this should be how you decide you're going to spend your money. And that's what you'll have the opportunity to do in November. I'll sit down.
That's food.